Hey, it's Jason with Denwerks. Got something pretty cool today. Little 1966 Mustang. I've actually owned a whole bunch of these. I mean, I think probably over 100. You know, from fastbacks to convertibles. You know, a lot of 65s to 73s. Had a couple Shelby's. But these are really nice cars, and I just grew up with them. I got my first one when I was 17 years old, and I've just had a fascination with them. You know, this one's really clean overall. Really nice driver. It is a 206-cylinder automatic, and it's pretty cool because it has a bench seat in it, factory bench seat. So overall, just a nice clean car, and we'll just walk around. It is going to be no reserve here on Bring a Trailer, so whatever it sells for, clean title stuff. So we'll just go ahead and start with the lights. You can see the marker lights, turn signals. We got our left, we got our right, and we got headlights, and then bright lights. Yeah, so all those are working. All the ones in the back are working. Our reverse lights aren't working, and we're going to look at that. I forgot. I know that the transmission had been rebuilt in it, so maybe it wasn't hooked up or anything like that. But we're just going to go ahead and we'll turn it off now. It's actually so quiet too. I mean, listen to it. You can barely hear it running. We'll just walk around it here real fast. I just want to point out some things. Paint's older on it. I'm going to say probably 20 years old. But you're going to see little things, you know, in the paint. Here's some of the bigger chips. I'm not going to point out every single one of them, but you'll see some little tiny chips and different things. But I'll point out the bigger ones to you. You can see here, actually the nose is really clean on it. A couple little chips, but no rust bubbles or anything like that. You can see the bumpers look nice. A couple little chips in here. You're obviously going to see a lot of photos on the auction and stuff, but the hood is really straight. You know, the car has a really nice gloss to it. If you look down the side, you'll see a little bit of waviness. Not too bad, but if you do look, you'll see a little bit of waviness down there. Hard to catch in a video, but hopefully you'll catch a little bit there. But it is actually really straight. It's not like horrendous or something like that, or someone's actually even going to say anything to you. Most people wouldn't even notice, but overall, pretty straight, pretty clean down the sides. Now, on Mustangs, a lot of times you'll see a lot of rust down here in the bottom. Definitely see rust in the doors. This one is actually really clean. You know, no bubbles or anything. You look in the front and the back, usually you have issues. Another spot you have issues here is rust in the bottom of the quarter panel. This is very nice. And the nice thing about it having old paint on it, you know, it's not a fresh paint job. That always makes me nervous, but you know, if you look around the wheel lips, absolutely no rust, no bubbles or anything like that. Sometimes they'll get a little crack here. This one's clean. When they put the roofs on, there's actually a seam right here, and it usually has a lot of lead, so sometimes they'll get wavy, and this one looks really nice. You know, the roof looks good. When you have it under lights, and it's really hard to tell, there's some little tiny hopefully you can see them. They're little micro blisters, and they're so minute. I'm having a hard time actually seeing them out here in the sun, but you'll see in different little areas some little micro blisters. And again, I'm really having a hard time out here, but sometimes you can see them if you get the light just right. This here is another seam on both sides for the roof, and you can see some of the lead that's come up there. Windshield looks good. You'll see a couple little tiny divots just from being driven. It's got a remote mirror. You can see the slight pitting and crazing on the handles. You know, again, this isn't a car that just got restored or anything, but you know, it's just a nice car. So we'll go ahead and flip it around real fast here. Go ahead and start it up, and we'll flip it around so you can see the other side a little better. it runs really smooth. Rev it up just a little bit. Rev it up a little bit. Sounds good. So we'll flip it around here so you can see it. Yeah, here we are on the other side. Just wanted to give you a little better view. You can see the brake lights are working. Go ahead and turn the tail lights on. We got tail lights, and we got turn signals. Got our left, and we got our right. If you look up underneath here, you can see the license plate light is working as well. I don't think the reverse lights work. We got to check it. I mentioned it earlier, but go ahead and put it in reverse real fast. Reverse. Yeah, we need to double check, and we'll see if we can get those working. No guarantees though. So we'll go ahead and just walk around here in general. I love the color. It's just it's a beautiful car overall. You look at the tail light panel. Again, really clean. If you look here, original tail lights. So many of these have been reproduced. I think these are original too. But you can buy everything for a Mustang, but you can see there it says Ford Moco. Bumpers look really good. I don't think there's a lot of reproduction parts on this car. I think there's a lot of original stuff on it. You can see some marks right there. Because usually the Chinese bumpers are really grainy and don't look good. And this actually looks pretty good. It's actually really nice. If you look down the side, just like the other side, tiny little waves, but it looks nice overall. Definitely a car you can take to Cars and Coffee. Definitely a car you'll take to car shows and maybe a wedding or something like that. It's just real clean, just like the other side. No rust. Around the wheel lips look really good. See a little chip right there. Little one right there. Again, this isn't wavy. Looks nice. Gutters look good. Top of the roof. Right here you can see again, there's some really fine ones. They're mostly just right here and on the other side, not in the middle. They're so minute, I don't even know if I should have mentioned it, but they're there. You can see some little pitting here. No rust in the bottom of the doors. You can see some chips right here. So you can see those. You can see a little bit of paint checking. See right here at the bottom of the door, a little bit of paint checking there from age. Bigger chip right here that had been touched up. And I didn't notice this when I first got it for a while, so a lot of people wouldn't notice it right away, but there was a blend right here, and I haven't seen anything on the inside. You can see a little paint scratch right there, but you can see a blend line right here. Hopefully you can see that. And they tried to blend this in right there to the door, so you can kind of see the different color. Now that I stand away, it's really hard to actually tell in a photo, but you can see there's a little bit of tiny discoloration. If it was something you wanted to do later, you could have this reblended again, but I haven't seen any Bondo in that area or anything like that. You can see the paint rub through right here, but it's very, very solid. If you look across the front, it looks nice. Hopefully that gives you a good idea of the exterior. I'm going to go ahead and show you the interior engine. We'll put it up on my lift so you can see it, and we'll go from there. Hey, we're going to take a look at the inside real fast. First I wanted to show you how nice the door's shut. You know, really nice. But overall, if you look at the interior, really clean. Actually looks pretty stunning. The first thing you'll notice that it has the bench seat. Not very many Mustangs came with the bench seat. Actually, over the 100 that I've owned, I think that I've only had one with a bench seat in it. So it actually looks really nice. You'll see a little bit of wear along this little bead right there from getting in and out. Correct material. You can see it's a comfort weave. 65s was smooth. Dash pad looks good. And a lot of people don't know this. I mean, 65 and 66 Mustangs were a lot alike in general, but the dash pads were even different. See how this goes down? There's a rib. 65s are flat across. And then 66, you also got the round dials instead of the swooping speedometer. You know, steering wheel looks really good. Door panels are older. You can see they've shrunk just a little bit, but I wouldn't replace them. A little cut right there. If you want to replace them, though, they're cheap. You can probably get them for, I don't know, probably $50. The gaskets look good, you know, all the way around. I got pictures underneath there. Original door tag, you can see here, and it does match underneath the hood as well. If you look here on my phone, this little decoder, you can see 66, built in Dearborn, 2-door, hardtop, 206, and then the unit number. You'll see 65C is a 2-door hardtop with a standard bench. So that does prove that this car does have a factory bench seat. Someone didn't put it in there. The only change on it, and you can see it had black interior. This car was originally ivy green. You can see this R right there. Wasn't ivy green, which I like that color. DSO was Seattle, so ended up out here selling new in Seattle in the selling district. I think we have the original owner's manual for it we might look at, but the funny thing is I haven't hardly seen any areas where it was green at all, ever. So someone did a pretty good job. We're going to look at the door jambs. You know, these are actually pretty clean. We'll see one little area here. No problem inside on this area or the jam or anything like that. But I can see this little mark right there. Well, that happened from this. And this is really common. That spring will come out, and this fell down, and the door actually swung open, and that's what you'll see, this little chipping here, and it was dented just a tiny bit. That will come, the door will hyperextend because that stops it when that spring comes out, and it let the door, you can see a little mark right there. But anyways, this came off and fell down, and they tried to shut the door and put a little crease right there. So it's not an accident damage or anything like that. Obviously, if it was, this would have been hammered in here. But if you look here, the rest of the jambs look really nice. The pillars, very clean. We'll hop on the other side so you can get a look real fast on the other side. But overall, nice little car. Hey, here we're on the passenger side. Just wanted to take another look real fast. You know, I won't talk as much on this side, but again, it's in pretty nice condition. Even the window felts look good. You know, the gaskets, into the doors. Hopefully you can see this. I do have pictures of it. I don't know if my camera's gonna allow me. There, if you look underneath there, super clean. You know, again, the back of the seats look good. Carpet looks good underneath. I always put these floor mats in these Mustangs, these rubber floor mats. Anytime I get a Mustang, I don't care what it is, Boss 302, Shelby, Mustang 6-cylinder, I want those floor mats in it. So that was the first thing I did to it when I got it. Again, you can see the door jamb looks really good. Inside, all the original spot welds. Actually pretty clean. You know, I haven't seen any major issues or anything like that. We'll show you the windows here in a second, but I just wanted to show you the headliner real quick. Again, it looks in good shape. You can see the courtesy light works underneath there too. So I'll go ahead and well, roll your window down over there. I don't let Troy out very often. He's one of our mechanics. He's kind of ugly, so hopefully it doesn't hurt the sale of it. His wife thinks he's all right, but
just don't look into the mirrors.
Yeah, don't look in the mirrors. And then show the quarter window here real fast. Takes a really steady hand. He even combed his hair. But he's brave enough, because I would never get on camera showing you my face, so he's not too bad looking. I'll go ahead and show you the window here. Though you can see me on Instagram every once in a while, trying to use one hand. Windows will actually roll up and down really nice. You see this window rolls down good. So when these sometimes these come off track, and that is not very fun to fix, so these all look pretty good. So anyways, hopefully that gives you a good look overall. Well, I told you I had the original owner's manual. You can see in here, sold brand new at Oswego Motor Company. You know, so it's kind of nice to have the original information. You can read more about it in the pictures, just the general information there. So anyways, we'll take some more, look at some more stuff. Hey, thanks for cruising around with me in the little Mustang. Just wanted to pull over here so you can see a few things. Obviously the original radio works, and it's a Spanish channel. If I had the antenna up, I could get some others. I've actually learned to like Spanish music. It's actually really got a nice beat and usually pretty positive. I'm just happy. My daughter actually lives in Mexico and works down at an orphanage there. She's married now, and so we go down there. We have a lot of good time, and we had a fun time at her wedding and stuff. But I really like the music. You can see here the fuel gauge works, oil pressure, amps, and the temperature. It's cold right now because I haven't really been out driving it. If you look here, you can hear the heater working. The horn you just got to get just right. I just wanted to show you here. No one's been smoking in here, but you know, if you got an iPhone, which I imagine you probably do, it works. So we'll go ahead and take it for a little spin here and drive it around a little bit, show you how it runs in general. So that's the other thing I should show you. Wipers work. It actually has the wipers in the it has a window squirter and stuff. Like, you can hear the little pump working, but it's not squirting water in general. I'm going to go ahead and lay on the brakes. It actually stops pretty nice and straight overall. Has drums all the way around it. It doesn't have disc, but honestly with the 200 you probably don't need disc brakes. You could put them on there if you wanted. So anyways, we'll move around a little bit more and show you some more stuff. Go ahead and take a look underneath the hood. There's a little lever. I mean, all these cars are different. Squeaking of the springs there. But overall, the engine compartment is really, really clean. It's a 206, I think 65 had a 170. You know, what we're looking at here is not just the engine. and how clean it is. We're looking at all the aprons. You know, no crinkle marks, especially up back behind there. Really, really clean. Everything looks good inside here. You can see the apron has the original VIN. See there. Radiator support looks good. You know, these are all, you know, I know a lot about different cars, but especially Mustangs, you know, I know exactly where to look at different things. You know, this car is not perfect by any means, but structurally, really, really nice condition. One of the benefits, it's got power steering, original engine tag there, and the part number down there. Hopefully you can see. The camera's having issues, but it's C6 DE, a little wide. I think I remember it has a different, the intake is connected with the head, but it does have a different exhaust manifold on it, DOTE 1970. A lot of times those get cracked, so they get replaced often. And if you look here where the underneath the carburetor area, there's another number, C6DE. C is for 1960s, and then the 6 for 66. D 1970, 0 70, but let's say that was D2 72, and let's say that was C8 up there, that'd be 68. So just a little general how to read part numbers. It is an automatic, drum brakes all the way around, but overall pretty clean underneath here. You know, so we'll go ahead and start it up. The battery box is really nice too. When I put it on my lift, I'll show you. You can see here the no rust underneath the hood. Go ahead and fire it up real fast. You know, it runs really smooth. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. It's a smooth running little motor overall. It was idling a little slow a minute ago, but overall, nice little running little Mustang. Okay, we're gonna take a look in the trunk real fast. Which it looks pretty clean overall. Original spare tire. You can see the jack is here. Lug wrench. It doesn't have, there's also it's another jack handle that has a little swivel. These usually sell for about 75 bucks here, and then the little swivel jack handle, you know, probably about 125. So, but that one will work for now. You can see inside the trunk, it does have a new gas tank in it. I'm not going to take this all apart for the video because everything does look really clean. You'll see it in the pictures. The only spot I saw damage that I'll mention real fast, previous, you can see a couple little areas here. You can see a couple little bumps right there. I'll get my phone thing out here real fast so you can put a little light on that so you can see it a little better. There we go. You can see here it probably had a little bit of damage right here, and nothing really major. You can see just a little bit, but you can see the back of the taillight panel looks really good, so not any damage really happened there. Up inside the quarters look nice. One problem that happens too is the taillight panel. A lot of times they get hit, and this one looks good too, but the other side is even better, but I'm not going to take it all out because it does look really good, and you'll see it in the photos in the auction. So the other thing I was going to point out real fast is usually these trunk lids are super bad and they get really rusty up underneath here. This one looks really, really, really good. This is probably a reproduction sticker. Obviously, looks too nice. So, anyways, the other thing I was just gonna look, all the gutters look really nice on Mustangs. Usually those, you know, you can see the original spot welds and stuff. Everything looks really clean there. So we'll take a look at some more stuff. Hey, here we are. We're gonna take a look underneath the Mustang. As you know, I like to put them up on the lift. Shows you just a different perspective in general. It's just like when I go out and look at something in person, you know, everything looks pretty on the outside, but I want to crawl underneath and look at the inner structure and stuff, look for rust, look for damage and stuff. So anyways, we'll just hop underneath here and take a look at this real fast. Really a nice little car overall. Actually, I'm going to side note real quick. Here's a little preview of what's coming to Bring a Trailer. Very, very original little Falcon van, 1965. It was actually a fire truck. Wallowa Lake. Very, very cool. You can actually see the little lettering. Anyways, let me get back on track here. So we're going to start here to the front to the back. You know, the most important thing at looking at Mustangs is frame rails. A lot of times they rust up out in here. This one is really solid. If you look at the battery box, again, no rust. Very, very clean. You know, radiator support looks good. I haven't seen any damage. Absolutely no rust. Inner aprons look really nice. Hopefully you can see that up there. Well, look here, it's got power steering on it. All the hoses and stuff look good. Brake lines all look in good shape. I haven't seen any issues with that. You'll have pictures of the brakes off and everything, but just showing the shoes. Floor pans, really, really nice. Very, very clean. Again, these frame rails, usually these are just beat really bad. And these are actually very straight, probably one of the straightest frame rails I've seen on a vintage Mustang for a long time. You know, very, very good. You know, original floors. Look at this frame rail real quick. You can see at one point had a new brake line put in it. Running back there. Transmission was rebuilt. You can see it's really, really clean. You know, I haven't seen any leaks or anything off of it. And underneath the engine, very, very nice as well. So you can see it's got new exhaust from here to here, and then they put a new muffler back there, but this pipe was good. We'll take a look at the floors on this side. Very clean. Look at the frame, or the rockers. All the original pinch welds. You can see the drains are clear. Really clean. We'll hop on the other side real fast. I'll even show you the inner here. This isn't rusted out. That looks good. And we'll see this rocker as well. All the original spot welds. Drains are clean. Really, really nice. Even if you don't buy this car, I'm just trying to show you, you know, where Mustangs usually have issues, and this one's pretty clean. Overall, you can see the original rear end. A lot of people will look at the frame rails in the back, but these frame rails here are really important to look at. Sometimes they'll get rusty here. You look for kinks, you know, and issues, and these are actually really clean. No rust up inside. Very clean. No rust up in here. This is an area where, you know, just stuff inside sits in there and ends up rotting out the back of the rocker there. Again, this frame rail, really clean. Shock mounts look good. trunk drop-offs. Really in good shape. You can see the bottom of the rockers look good, or the quarter panels look good. You can see this rocker, or the trunk drop-off looks great. This here isn't rust, it's just where the paints came off. It's all really solid. You know, hopefully that gives you a good look of it underneath, just a general, but overall this little Mustang's pretty clean underneath. So anyways, if you got any more questions or anything like that, give me a jingle. Would be glad to answer. And you can make comments on the auction or whatever. And anyways, it is no reserve. So thanks for taking a look.